Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. And today I have for us another Hamilton Jazzmaster Skeleton Automatic. I reviewed the purple 36mm within the last couple of weeks. And notice we just got the 40mm blue dial, skeletonized dial here in stock. And I gotta tell you, it jumped out at me right away. This shade of blue, hopefully you can see it at this angle, is really good. I quite like the color used on this. Again, hopefully that reflection isn't too bad for you, but the shade on this, the lighting in here, it almost has like a vertical striation kind of coming down through the part of the blue that you can actually see here. So again, hopefully that's coming across. I know the lighting in here is not always the best. From a distance, it does look dark. If I showed it to you like this, you wouldn't think anything of it, but when you hit the angle and you see it, it really is a lovely shade of blue. Hopefully that right there is probably the best angle for it. So without further ado, 40mm. I measured it at dead even 40mm above the crown, diagonally across the case. 38.5 across. You have a very small polished bezel that sits a little bit on top of that case. So 38.5mm is what I measured on the bezel. And then 35.2, it was hard to get my calipers to actually grip on anything or kind of on the crystal. Again, it's pretty flat. So basically about 35mm. I measured 35.2 on the crystal from 3 to 9. 11.4mm thick. 46.6 lug tip to lug tip. However, I won't even call them male end links because we actually have the end links themselves actually sit pretty flush to the end of the lugs here. But what you do is you have these two attaching links that if you look, when they bend, get stuck right there. They're not coming any further on either side. So the effective lug to lug on this, kind of there is 50.8, so almost 51mm. Now again, that is further down on the wrist. I measured the middle link here on each side, so I just wanted to note that. I think it's going to, if you do have a smaller wrist, it may be a little bit long in that regard. 20mm lug width, and that tapers down to 18mm at a butterfly style deploying clasp. We do have the twin push button release here. Exhibition case back on this, housing the Hamilton, this is the H10S movement. 80 hours of power reserve. And I measured this on the full stainless steel case and bracelet at 147.1 grams. Retail is $1,345. So I think pretty reasonable for what you're getting here from the Hamilton part of the Swatch group with the movement, the power reserve, the skeletonized dial. Again, I really do think this shade of blue is nice. 40mm wears well for a lot of wrist sizes. I'll throw this on in a second. Again, just wanted to show you the dial. So I guess before I throw it on wrist, I'm going to ask the question too, what are your thoughts on skeleton dials as a whole? I was going to do a separate video on just skeletonized dials and realized I really don't have too many from other manufacturers in stock. I know many other manufacturers we do not carry, do have skeletonized dials. I would love to have the Tag Heuer Monza limited edition. Unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to see one of those, but I would love to see that. That's a skeleton dial that comes to mind, a relatively new release. And so Hamilton's obviously changing up the design on these a little bit. These are the newer designed, kind of the cutout on the actual dial itself to show the movement. This is the 36mm white dial. Again, I just grabbed a couple. This is the purple dial I reviewed. Last time I had it on a pink strap. This time I grabbed it on the stainless steel bracelet. Again, same exact pattern on the dial itself for these two. So these are exactly the same. I'll throw these both on wrist too so you can see how the 36 wears compared to the 40. And then I just wanted to show you one of the older models. It's not even that old, but this is a newer model. I really do prefer and like the new cutout on the dial itself. You can see a little bit more of the movement. I strongly preferred this one over the older one myself. But again, just wanted to show you both of these, both 40mm models. So in the comments, let me know, do you like skeletonized dials? Do you own one? Would you want one? I'll let you know personally, I like them. I think when a skeletonized dial is done well, I'm a huge fan. Have never owned one, but I'm always looking at options. Certainly would not mind owning one. There's been a few that have come across my search criteria that I've contemplated at times, but have yet to own one. And again, here's the 40mm on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. I think it fits fairly well. For those of you that watch the channel and know me, I do like smaller watches, but this is a case where I actually do strongly prefer the 40 millimeter on my wrist. And it's not just because I like the blue. I mean, I do prefer the blue, but the 36 is just a bit too small, I think. I'll throw this one on quick for you. Just, again, I don't mind 36 millimeter watches at times, but this one, if my gloves would allow me to get this to shut, just seems a little bit smaller than I would really want. Again, I do prefer the 40 millimeter on this. So I'll hit the lights, give you a lume shot real quick. Again, low lit room, some computer monitors are on right now, but you can see you do have some lume here on the hour, the minute, as well as the hour markers to delineate the time, hopefully at a quick glance in the dark. So let me know what you think of these skeleton models and skeleton dials in general. I look forward to reading the comments. If there's anything I can do for you, shoot me an email, brad@brentlmiller.com, and we'll see you in the next video.